and that at the level of entry, that giving that witness, that by bearing witness that there is no God but Allah and that Muhammadun is the messenger of Allah, and that our commitment to pray and to submit ourselves to our Lord Almighty, to give our alms and charity from what we have earned, and that alms is a means of purification, that to purify and cleanse ourselves on this journey, and that we bring with us all our badness and we die from our own sicknesses. Not so much Allah testing and punishing, but from what their hands earn make their sicknesses develop within their being. And the zakah is a cleansing, is a purification. It's a recap for myself always. We always speak to ourselves as a reminder that zakah is a cleansing. It's a means in which Allah to take the sickness and the difficulty of insan out. If they don't, then that sickness manifests within itself and within the person. That purifies that salah, so that the salah passes through the veils of purity. Then that fasting after zakah, after they purified and cleanse themselves, rid themselves of their heaviness and dirtiness, they begin to fast, to open a compassion, to open a sense of camaraderie, that we are one with each other. There are people who are not eating, not drinking, and then when Allah accept that zakah, accept that fasting, He opens up the Hajj, Hajjul Bayt. Means make a pilgrimage to my house. And awliyaullah teach that this journey is an eternal journey. When people don't understand what is tazkiyah, when does Sufism come? Sufism was the way that kept continuing. People came and thought that they gave a false testimony and that it was finished. You bore witness to something you don't even see, we don't see. We gave out of hesitation, we fasted with all its corruptions and complaints, and we attempted to make a Hajj and spent a lot of money and went around like a 5-star vacation. Sufism and tazkiyat an-nafs comes for tazkiyah and begins to teach, no, your journey just began. So we remind last night that when Allah really want to guide, He guide you to His living Kaaba and living Qiblah. And these are awliyaullah. When Allah fiikum, the Prophet is amongst you, within you, they carry that light. These rijalullah, men or women, their arwah, their soul on their Hajj they witness. These are not spooky talk, this is real talk. They witness their soul enter. They were greeted and entered into the house of Allah, because Allah says, if this is my house I am with Nabiyeen, Siddiqeen, Shuhadah wa Salihin, and Allah says, this is the best of people, this is the best of company. Because those souls Allah sending a tajalli, not because of stones, not because of bricks. Allah sending the tajalli of the Kaaba because Prophet is there. If Prophet's soul is there, 124,000 Prophets must be with Prophet. He doesn't come alone. If Prophet is there, all Sahabi kiram are coming because they follow. Ittiba, they're following always Prophet. Then all Ahlul Bayt, all awliyaullah fi sama wa fil ard, Siddiqeen who are Siddiq and Sadiq in their character, Shuhada whom Ahlul Basira, who the ulul am that Allah opened for them to be witnessing. They witness everything on this earth. Nothing can happen on this earth that their soul Ahlul Basira witnesses. Nothing happens on this earth without them witnessing what's happening. And they witness whatever Allah want them to witness within the heavens. So it means they went in for that Hajj. When Allah really want to grant them Hajj, I'm going to now send you to my living Kaabas. They will tarbiyah you, they will teach you how to reach to these realities. That Hajj then was accepted, you don't even have to have gone for the Kaaba. If Allah enrolled you into these schools of Marifah and the schools of tazkiyah and tarbiyah, then you have been enrolled in that reality and that you're under the guidance of these living Kaabas. As a result they are a Qiblah. As soon as you're around them you find your coordinates, you understand La ilaha illallah, and most definitely have the love of Muhammadun Rasulullah, and that's the true guidance of the Qiblah. At that time they direct you now that Allah want you now go back into the reality. Your fast, reminder is that every day you are fasting. We are not the people who fast only Ramadan. Everything that was done for the beginners for this level is done all the time, every day, to the best of their ability. They're told by these awliyaullah that use your 5 senses, these are the muttaqeen. They have an immense sense of taqwa because Allah has purified all 5 senses, and they trained on fasting with all 5 senses so that they can make you muttaqeen. They teach you, nobody teaches at the masjid that, because those are imams and they have a job that they do at that level. But this guidance are from the muttaqeen. They teach you, Allah wants you to fast with your hearing so that samina wa ata'na can open. Don't listen to anything, don't listen left and right, listen to your heart, listen to their guidance. Begin to fast with your ears, purify your ears. Don't open your ears to every single one talking. Means then they train themselves not to hear everyone. They don't click on every type of YouTube video trying to get guidance from everyone. That's why Allah clarified for the Sahabi, don't ever ask Prophet to listen to you because he's yaqeenu sami'. That's why Yasin, he is the perfection of hearing. So Allah said, only you're permitted to ask Prophet to look at you, unzur halana, not to listen to me. His listening is perfected for Allah and listens only to Allah. So then they begin to teach, atiyallah, atiya rasulu ulul amri minkum. We're trying to inherit from those realities. So first we listen to these ulul am and they train us, purify your hearing, clarify your hearing. Don't listen to the guidance of dunya and dunya people, take the guidance of heavenly people. Dunya people they guide you like off a cliff because they don't know where they're going and they don't know where they're taking people to go. So they listen to the guidance of heavenly people. So it means now that siyam, that fasting opened into all senses. Purify and fast with your eyes. So nazar bar qadam, take a life in which you keep your eyes to the ground, don't look too much. Shaitan is now knowing that you don't have to look here and there, he puts it onto a telephone and they keep putting that phone into your eyes, into your face, every type of nasty and bad image. That image will darken the heart, that image if you look it will bring a darkness into the heart, and that is the satanic attack against the house of Allah. Because these muttaqeen whom training their students, Allah trained them that their heart is my home and shaitan is attacking my home through their eyes. So then they realize that I'm bringing the love of Prophet into my heart, the love of Allah into my heart. Of course shaitan is going to attack, he knows that my eyes are a window into my soul, into my heart, and if he can take my eyes he's bombarding my heart with all of these images. That's why when these people try to sit and meditate they can't meditate because they have all sorts of bad images and bad thoughts, because that's all shaitan wanted to do was to cloud the heart. So then they fast with their breath, means they become conscious of every breath. They do a meditation which they breathe and they're conscious of their breathing, and they begin to feel there's a power within the breath that they bring, and they're not heedless of that breath. They definitely don't go anywhere where the breath will be contaminated, because all shaitan wants to do is take your breath and burn it, right? He wants to either burn it with fire or he wants to burn it now with cold smoke. They found out the cold smoke actually goes deeper into the lungs and causes more danger. When they thought they were doing those easy things and thought it was not a problem, no, it actually went deeper into the lungs because the heat was hurting the lungs. So shaitan figured that with cold I can bring it deeper into the lungs, so it means their breath is under attack. So the fasting opens all its realities, and they're teaching, no, every day fast, every day with all your senses. Be aware that this love that you're putting, this love of Sayyidina Muhammad into the heart, shaitan is fiercely trying to attack it. Then they came to their zakah, and after these muttaqeen they're training, they're fasting with all their senses. Their zakah was on a daily basis of how am I going to sacrifice, because we said this ocean of zakah is actually the realities of Kawthar. فَصَلِّ لِرَبِّكَ وَانْحَرْ. Pray unto your Lord and live a life of sacrifice. Sacrifice your time, sacrifice your money, sacrifice whatever experience and ability you have for the greater good, to live a life of service. And the Ahlul Kawthar whom they drink and they take from these fountains of abundance, they are all in a life of service. If they're not in service, they're not taking from that Kawthar. The Kawthar demands their service. They live a life of khidmat, live a life of serving, serve the highest, the Lord above. And how to serve Allah is to serve Sayyidina Muhammad. Tahzeem al-Nabi, raise the great and magnificent honour of Sayyidina Muhammad for the inhabitants of this earth. They don't know who their sultan is, they don't know that reality. Then the greatest service is to sing it, to praise it and to propagate that love everywhere. And they live a life of Kawthari, and as a result of their service Allah abundantly flowing upon them the oceans of Kawthar. And that's why they have ulum al-awwaleen wa akhirin. Their ulum and their knowledge is not from books, but by their accompanying their shaykh, that by accompanying their shaykh they have 50 of those books. They don't read somebody else's books, but they actually made books by writing the wisdoms of their shaykh. You read a book all day long, it doesn't mean that's you, and you read it too much you may begin to think it's from you that talk. No, we lived a life in which we made 50 of those books. We have a library filled with the writings of accompanying our shaykh, so that was our life, was an experience. We experienced the path, we dedicated our life to be of service to that path. Then this Kawthari, they have ulum al-awwaleen wa akhirin, and we said now that salah that beginning to open for them is a real salah. Pray as if you see Allah and they see Allah in a state in which Allah wants them to see. Not that it's not possible, they see. Allah opened their heart, the salah is real. When they pray they see what Allah wants them to see. As soon as that salah, now it goes back into that shahadah. That salah becomes real, their shahadah is not a false testimony but now it's a real testimony. Because in tahiyyat they see, As-salaamu alayka ayyuhan nabi, they see Prophet and Prophet accepts their shahadah in their salah. So means their salah becomes real, that reality becomes real. At that time again it rolls, because now that they're opening their heart and their Ahlul Basira. Before they were thinking, La ilaha illallah Muhammadun Rasulullah. They were coming to Allah to become the people of oneness, and as a result Allah was guiding them that come to my ahad, come to my oneness, come to Allah. But then Allah for Ahl Marifah teaches them what you're really in search of is Muhammadun Rasulullah. Basirat Lam Jalala. See this alif lam and lam alif will begin to flip, because the kalima they'll flip you back again. These awliyaullah, you reached to your salah to be real, you begin to experience and witness through your heart. Many are seeing Prophet, it's not difficult, we just have to be clean and our heart has to be wanting. Prophet is always in front of us, he's not hiding. When they witness that, then the awliya take another journey and say, now correct your understanding that there is nothing but Muhammadun Rasulullah and that you don't exist. If you don't exist and all that exists is Muhammadun Rasulullah, means then we took a way of annihilation, that you're nothing. It's not about me and you, I'm nothing, I'm nothing. If I'm nothing then I exist within the reality of Muhammadun Rasulullah. Now that Marifah opens all its realities, and that's why Marifah has a meme. These are the arifs of the meme, these are the knowers of the reality of the meme. That journey was about you. When you reach to that level they teach you actually is the problem. Take a path in which to be nothing, I'm nothing, I'm nothing. If you're nothing, be a drop that goes back into the ocean. It cannot go to the ocean of Allah because you're not one with Allah, but it goes to the ocean of Muhammadun Rasulullah. At that time that soul is moving into the reality of Prophet. In that heart of Sayyidina Muhammad it's going to now ask to reach to the reality of witnessing the reality of Allah, where Muhammadun Rasul Allah. All of this exists within the reality of Sayyidina Muhammad. This marifah and this path is based on entering into that heart of Sayyidina Muhammad, and in that heart we reach to Rasulullah, that reality of Allah when Allah say, I'm not in heaven and I'm not on earth but I'm on the heart of my believer. Everyone thinking, oh this is about themselves. Allah says, no, there's no believer except Sayyidina Muhammad. So Allah's clarifying, if you are looking for me, I'm not out there and I'm not down here, I'm in the heart of the one whom loves me the dearest, the one whom I created for this love. And that's why manzil Qur'an, my Qur'an is emanating from his heart because my power is in that heart. So their whole marifah now will go into the reality of Prophet. So it means from that shahadah they go back now into the salah. Their salah is in the heart of Sayyidina Muhammad. That's why we said before, the holy companions they swore by the soul that holds, I swear by the hand that holds my soul, I swear by the hand that holds my soul. Whose hand holding their soul? This was their coding to teach us that our light, our soul, our arwah is in the hand of Sayyidina Muhammad, that he holds our soul, he holds our light. That I was created before Adam was between clay and water. I am eternally Rasulullah. So means they understood now when they're coming and they're giving the kalimah, they're going into the heart of Prophet to find Allah. The Allah on the outside was to guide you towards ahad, oneness, but not to witness it. This trip going back, you're in the heart. So arifin they are in the soul of Prophet. As a result wherever they are on earth Allah described fiikum, they are with you and amongst you this Muhammadan light. Nur al-anwar wa sirat al-asrar, they are the light of every secret and the secret of every light emanating. So then when they are praying, they're praying witnessing inside the heart of Sayyidina Muhammad. Then their zakah, their salah, their fasting, all of that reality, and then making their hajj and the hijrah into that reality of the heart to witness what Allah wants them to witness. We pray that Allah open the realities of Ramadan, the dress and the light of Ramadan upon our hearts and our souls, the reality of manzil al-Qur'an, that not to read only from the paper Ya Rabbi, but dress us from the reality of what you meant from alam al-Qur'an, khalaqal insan. In this light of the heart of Prophet when your arwah was moving in that Divinely heart, who in that heart came and taught you alam al-Qur'an? Who was the one teaching? If your soul understands, we were in the heart of Prophet was teaching and is eternally teaching our souls Qur'an. Teaching us, I'm teaching you Qur'an at every minute before Allah created your form. Your form only has a timed appearance on this earth, but your soul has always been. Subhana rabbika rabbil izzati amma yasifoon, salaamun ala al-mursaleen, walhamdulillahi rabbil alameen, bi hurmati Muhammadan Mustafa wa bi sirri Suratil Fatiha. Talk from is not meant for someone to think that they can achieve it. It's only a reminder for where the shaykhs are taking the souls. Sit down and say, "Shaykh, how do I get into that place? How do I get here? How do I get there?" The only way to achieve this is through your muhabbat. When you keep the way of muhabbat and love, you create a bond that is beyond the mind. The mind trying to attach and say, okay, I think I'll come to this destination is impossible. But Ahl muhabbat, that when they build that bond of love, their soul, their entire being bonds with them, and they give a description of their journey, and their journey within an instant is moving faster than the speed of thought. Faster than the speed of thought, they're in the presence of wherever Allah wants them to be, drinking from whatever Allah wants them to drink. It's beyond imagination, just they put the description out to put people to be attracted. If people's hearts are attracted and their character good, then through muhabbat they grab them from wherever they are beyond space and time, because their hearts are communicating with those whom are living in their grave, living in the reality of the world of light. So for them to catch people in this dunya is nothing. Beyond space and time this love can attract, and with an instant they are in that reality and taking everybody into that reality. They could not speak of that reality if they were not on the journey of that reality. So they're taking people on a journey with them where they go. InshaAllah Allah give us all more and more understanding and more lights inshaAllah into the heart, into the love of Sayyidina Muhammad.
Welcome to Muhammadan Way YouTube channel, your premier destination for videos on Sufi spirituality, classical Islamic teachings and realities of the soul. With a library of over 1,000 videos and new titles uploaded weekly. Join us to discover true meaning and inner peace in our often troubled world. Click the link now to subscribe.